Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this bite-sized session on this Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Sylwia is going to be running our bite-sized session today. She's got a really interesting session lined up, something that's going to be incredibly helpful to you as teachers and for your learners, something that could potentially save you a lot of time and enrich the learning experience. So, without further ado, I'll hand over to you, Sylwia.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all okay. So yes, my name is Sylwia Choroszucho, and I'm an advanced practitioner. And today's session will introduce Snorkl, which is a free online platform designed to help you gather quick feedback on your students' work and build students' memory through retrieval practice. So yes, let's get started. Before we start, while we're doing those sessions, those Wednesday morning bite-sized sessions, just to introduce this culture of sharing good practice within our college. And our pledge to you is that we start and finish those sessions on time. We give you some quality and something that you can take away from these sessions. They will not run over 15 minutes, so up to 15 minutes long. And as always, we try to link whatever we show you to our TLA framework, which you all are familiar with. And today's sessions will probably sit within assessment and learning checks within enhanced practices, where regular, informative, constructive feedback, learners are able, through this feedback, learners are able to increase their understanding and further enhance the practical skills. And today's aims of the session, by the end of it, you will understand how Snorkl supports formative assessment through feedback and retrieval practice. You will be able to know how to create and use Snorkl tasks in under 5 minutes, hopefully, and discover practical applications in different curriculum areas. So, what is Snorkl? This is the correct spelling of this AI tool for classroom. So it is a tool, an AI tool that combines retrieval practice with automated feedback that students get instantly on their work. Students complete short question sets, and after submitting, they get immediate feedback. They can act upon it and resubmit the work, taking everything that they have received, the feedback that they've received, into consideration and improve the work as a result of the feedback. And you can see a clear dashboard by going into insights, which I'm going to show you in a moment, which shows common misconceptions, errors, or things that your students have done well. So it's like a mini formative assessment without the marking load, basically, because the marking is done for you with your input, because you can input your own criteria and prompts to AI so that your students can get more constructive feedback. And a step-by-step guide. So basic, what you do, you go to Snorkl and you choose create an activity. I'll show you in a moment. Then you add a few questions, or you choose activities from Snorkl library. There's a lot of activities already created there for you that you can use and edit if you like. And then option to add modal answers for feedback, because as I said, the feedback, in order to get really constructive feedback, it's good to actually add your own criteria if you like. And then you share a link or a QR code with your class on Google Classroom. And after your students have completed the task, which I normally get my students to do at home, but that could be done in class as well, then you've got access to dashboard which shows class-wide and individual results that are called insights, and learners don't need any accounts. So let me just show you what this is. So this is the Snorkl. You go to login, you log in with your college Gmail address, for example, and this is the home. I've already got 2 classes for my students created, but what you do basically, I would say you create a class, because then if you teach different classes, it will give you it will be more organized if you've got classes. So whichever activities you assign to your students, they will be nicely organized on a Snorkl web page. So you go to your classes and then you create a class. Yeah. So you can choose a color and then the name, new, whatever. Yes. And then a class is instantly created. And once that's done, you assign an activity. And there are 3 options. You can create a new activity from scratch, from my library. So you can have activities that are in your library that you have taken from Snorkl's library. But I'm going to show you what to do with already made activities, for example. So you go to Snorkl library, which offers different kind of topics, but you can search. For example, I'm teaching maths, fractions. So I want to, but the more specific, possibly the better outcomes here. And you've got, is it a fraction? It's for grade 4. And then you've got a question. You can always try it as a student, which is, I really strongly encourage you to do so that you can see what your students will see. So you've got a task, try it as a student. So let me click on that one. And then you can hear, listen to the instructions, and then you can start your response by clicking record screen and voice. And then you can talk, and then also you can draw. Yeah, so you can draw on it, you can write a text, you can, if you've got a picture of your explanations, you can attach a picture here from your library. And while I'm talking now, it is being recorded. So I'm going to end this, and obviously it was nothing relevant. It was completely irrelevant to the question. But once you think that you are ready with your answer, you click here, submit button, and your answer is being uploaded and feedback is being generated instantly. It'll literally take a few seconds to generate feedback. This one will be, yeah, incorrect, 0, obviously. Yeah, but then say you have received quite good feedback, which will focus on things that you need to improve on, and then you read it as a student, and then you can respond again, and it'll give you 2 options: previous whiteboard or blank whiteboard. And then in that way, you can act on the feedback that has been given to you and submit another response. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to here click on Return to Teacher so that I can go to my classes. And normally once so you've got this new class here and you've got the activity. Sorry, let me go to classes. So for example, you've got activity here. This is what I'm going to ask my students today to do. So what you do, you click here and you can edit it, because I have put my own here task with my own set of criteria. Yeah. So for example, my students have to write minimum 8 sentences about school days, use at least 3 adjectives. So very specific criteria. So today my students are going to do this. And once they have done it, the feedback that will be generated will be based on my own criteria that I have set here. Right. Let me just go back to classes here. So I want to share this activity, for example, with my students. I click on the share button and copy and paste the link onto Google Classroom. And students complete it. Here, I'll show you what you can do with the activities that you have already assigned to your classes, and you want to see how well your students have done it. So I've got this one. My students have completed this task, some of them. They have received feedback, which I can see. They had to record their answer here, and I can listen to it here. I can listen to what they have said, and when I go to insights here, it will give me these students strong understanding. They've met all the criteria, for example. These two incomplete, or something like that, you know. So it really gives you an insight as to how your students have done this task. So that's all in a nutshell. So again, from home, the first thing I would do is to create a class. Once that's done, you can go to library, Snorkl library, and create an activity. If you go to, for example, say this one activity, that we just, yeah, you can see what's out there, and you can choose from already existing ones. That is it in a nutshell, really. And why is it good? Because um, uh, it works because of feedback and retrieval practice, which supports memory, and feedback closes the loops of learning. Learners see where they went wrong and why, and they can act on it. And it supports metacognitions. Learners reflect on their thinking. So yeah, it helps you and your students know what's stuck and what still needs teaching. Use it as a tool, I would say, to I set up the tasks for my students to do independently at home, just to give them some more practice, and they can work on it and act on the feedback. You can then you can do it in class as well. If there's a writing activity, there's no time limit as to how long the audio recording can be. So that's good. The only drawback is that you can only have 20 activities on a free version. But if you have done some before, you can delete them, and that will free up the space. So yes, I would say happy snorkeling, and yes, I hope you find it useful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out, and either here in T222 or email me. I'll be happy to help. Thank you very much.
Amazing, Sylwia. Thank you so much. That was an excellent session. Really, really informative. Wow, these AI tools are really coming on, aren't they? And just becoming more and more impressive. Couple of comments in the chat, Sylwia. Sarah Pagram said, "This is an amazing new tool. I will be checking this out. Thank you for sharing." And a question from Luna. Thanks for your comment there, Sarah. A question from Luna. Luna says, "Great platform. What if I don't add the criteria for marking? Will it still mark the work?"
It will, however, it will just because it will create its criteria itself based on the task. So you don't have to add your own criteria. But if you want, for example, like I want my students to use at least 3 adjectives, it will then be giving feedback based on my criteria. Yeah, but it will generate its own criteria based on the task as well. And it's not too bad. I've tested it out. But the more precise, the better prompts, the better criteria, the better outcome.
Wonderful. Yeah, I suppose like all of these AI things, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get back, right? So thank you, Luna, for the question. Really good question. Camilla has said, "Thanks for sharing. Definitely going to try this." Thank you, Camilla, for the comment. And we're pretty much at time. So thank you all for attending. Really appreciate you spending some time with us this Wednesday morning. And thank you so much, Sylwia. Great session.
Have a great day.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.